Once upon a time, there wasn't no machinery. And Negroes went into these lands, into these, say, woods and bayous, and they cleared away all these places. And in so many years, they worked for nothing. And the rich man, white man, he gotten rich. So I figure the black man should have a chance to make a decent living.
For everything that they picked for $2 or $3 a hundred, I could have done the same thing with this machine and picked for nothing. Plus, let's not deal in numbers. Let's deal in percentages. For instance, I would say that just this year, my workforce was reduced about 50%. And yet I was able to handle the entire operation much easier than I had in the past. And I don't argue the fact that this wasn't, that they should have this money, but it's still an economic fact that I have got to make a profit as well. Here are two machines that sell for $20,000 a piece. So like any other businessman, I think when the time comes, we try to eliminate as many of our expenses as we have and try to increase that profit margin.
Looks like we're going to be able to continue to operate and operate with less people. And of course, being selfish, all of us, thinking in terms of our own desires, yes, we're concerned about these people, but we can and operate with less people. And of course, being selfish, all of us, thinking in terms of our own desires.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Kahalim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Makakudash, and double honor to the elders and apostles, middle grade millstone, and to the rest of the brethren on down that's teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, Shalom Abayah Shah Dawada, and to the Hakim and Akwat that's out to repent, to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also to the speckled bird of our people that's among the nations looking like the other nations, pursuant to Jeremiah 12:9. Shalom to you, Mashpachah. Well, you heard the devil. You heard the devil. You heard him. You heard both of them. Him too. Yeah, this
and try to increase that profit margin. Machines itself for $20,000 a piece. So like any other businessman, I think when the time comes, we try to eliminate as many of our expenses as we have than I had in the past.
You heard the damn devil right there. You heard him. You heard the devil. You see? But it's a recompense. You see? And that's why when we speak about these recompenses, these retributions, they don't like it. They'll give you a strike. When you speaking the truth, they'll give you a strike. You see? When you telling them it's a payback for these things. You see? Yeah. We had matter of fact, listen, because what you think, and Jake don't know, Jake, why they had to get rich? Why? Hey, because it was a time of rulership and you was in your punishment. You see? These things wasn't told to our people, so they didn't know. A lot of them didn't know. They just thought, okay, why is this happening to us? You should know. See? But these things wasn't being told to them. These people wouldn't open up the scriptures and telling you how you ended up in this position. They wasn't telling you that. They were just making you think that this was your life. This is how you supposed to be. You see? That's what they made you think. They didn't let you know that you're in this position because of what you did. You turned your back against your God. He gave you instructions to live by, and you turned against those instructions and started to live like these people, the heathens. Become abominable before his eyes. And this was your punishment. You see? They didn't tell our people that. You see? And they damn sure didn't tell you that it's the recompense of it. Once our punishment is up, they go on into theirs. You see? It's the problem with our people. You wanted to obtain their blessing in their blessing. No. You're going to obtain your blessing in your blessing. And they're going to obtain their punishment in their punishment. Just like you obtain your punishment in your punishment, while at the same time when they was receiving their blessing, it's going to be reversed. You're going to receive your blessing in the time appointed of your blessing. And that's going to be forever, eternal. They're going to receive their torture and torment in their time. You see, what Yahweh Shemel Shah say? There's a season and a purpose to every. Matter of fact, let me just grab that real quick. Let me just grab that. There's a season and a time to every purpose under heaven, man. Ecclesiastes. It's a time for it. You see? And the Most High said he had measured the times. You see? And he do not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. Let me grab this. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. You see? There's a season. That's Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. You see? There's a time and there's a season to every purpose under heaven. So it was a time where we had to go and serve our punishment for turning against our power, our God, our Father, Yahweh Shemel Shah. We had to go into punishment. But this punishment is almost up. We here now. It's almost up. And now these devils' kingdom, their kingdom is almost up. We're in this time now. You see? And now the roles is about to be reversed. You see? We about to go back into that predestined, permanent blissfulness. And these Edomites is about to come. They about to come out of their temporary rulership because their rulership was never permanent. Our rulership is permanent. Theirs was temporary. So they about to come out of their temporary rulership and they fit to go into they eternal punishment, because after they go through that long time of captivity under the Israelites, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna be wiped off the face of the earth. You see? You ain't gonna never see these faces ever again. Ever. You see? You ain't gonna never see these faces again, man. You see? So we had to go through that punishment. You see? Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. Let me grab this Luke 19. Because you heard what the sister said. She said, the rich man, the rich man. Yeah, you did. You're damn right, the rich man. But we about to be the rich men. See? See, that's why people shouldn't be amazed at these things they possess. Because what you're going to possess is going to be far greater than what the Most High allowed these devils to have. They're not equal with us, and you're not equal with them. What he gave them, he gonna give us 10 times more, 100 times, 1,000 times more than when he gave these devils. The wealth that you see them acquire, that's gonna be pennies compared to what Yahweh Shemel Shah got in store for us, man. So you shouldn't look at these people and be jealous of them. Oh, look at that big house they got. Man, fuck them. We're gonna have way more than this shit. That's gonna be crumbs compared to we the children of the Most High. We the children of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Or rather, we the children of Yahweh, and we the brothers and sisters of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. We are going to be bestowed way more than what the Most High allowed these devils to obtain, man. And our people need to keep that in mind. You need to keep that in mind. If these motherfuckers that he thought that he said that's nothing to him, and he allowed these nations, these motherfuckers and these other nations to acquire the things they acquired, you that's special to him, what you think he got in store for you when you come out of your punishment? When it's time for you to receive your blessing. And shit. Let's read this. St. Luke 16. And I'm going to make this quick. St. Luke 16. And let's start at, we will read it to this rich man and Lazarus. See? Because Lazarus, who was he? Wasn't he not a Hebrew Israelite? Of the tribe of what? Of the tribe of who? You see? Wasn't he a Judite? You see? Yeah. So, and then you got the rich man. The rich man symbolizes these devils right here. You see? In the time when they was living up. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. Zechariah 11. Just rolling through the spirit, just trying to follow the spirit that would put in my head. And what it says right here. Zechariah 11 and 4. Thus said Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter. That's talking about us. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. They ain't pity us. You see? These motherfuckers that was over the flock of Yahweh Shemal Shah. Those of us that was put in their hands as a punishment and not a reward. You would have some odd people sit back and think that, oh yeah, see, when we was put in their hands, that was a blessing. You're dumb. When you was put in the hands, or rather under the authority of these devils, that was a punishment, not a reward. See? But what did they say? For I am rich in their own shepherd. They said, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. So they the rich man now. But they about to be coming up out. They about to come up out of it. You see? But let's go back to it. St. Luke 16 and 19. And there was a rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared for subsidy every day. Now, this is a parable that Yahweh Shah is speaking. The fine clothes, the purple and the linen, those things is, the linen is the soft. What he said to, he said, pertaining to John, did you go out to see a man in soft raiment? For soft raiment is in the house of kings, meaning those that's living it up. So this purple represents, that position of rulership, basically a royal apparel, you see. And it says, and fared sumptuously every day. Meaning he was arrayed in all these fine clothing to express his riches. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus. Now, this is synonymous for who? The Israelites. Not just as the southern kingdom, but as a whole, the nation of Yasharahla. You see? Which was laid at his gate, full of sores. I mean, tore up through. And desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. You see? Now, you wasn't healed. The dogs is the other nations. And what do? They ain't healed. They ain't put ointment on you. Licking some wounds, that don't help. Motherfucker, actually, if a motherfucker go touching your shit, that'll further afflict you. Shit, that'll further afflict you. You see? These other nations benefited off that when we was in our suffering, when we was in our low position. They also benefited from it too. And it came to pass, verse 22, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man died also, Slaki also died and was buried. And in hell, meaning what? In this place of torment. And it ain't talking about no place where you go burn for all eternity. It's talking about a place of in a place of torment. And it's talking about their downfall, their punishment, their captivity. That's what it's talking about. You see? And it says, and in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeing Abraham afar off. Who? The rich man. Those that was living it up in that time that was appointed unto them to live it up. You see? This is in the kingdom. You see? What did Yahweh Shah say? And you shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom. When you go into Matthew the 8th chapter. You see? So this is talking about in the kingdom. This is a parable that Yahweh Shah is speaking about in the kingdom. And in the kingdom, the Israelites is going to be living it up. And these motherfuckers that was living it up in their time, these Edomites and these other nations, they're going to be living it down. And I mean all the way down. They're going to be in a very low state. You see? They're going to be brought down to the lowest part, to the low. That's why I said, and in hell, meaning what? In his low position, in his time of captivity, in that pit. And Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, who cried? Who was crying and moaning and complaining about the position that they got put in? The damn rich man, the fucking Edomites. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, They would say, oh, see, no, this is talking about an Israelite. No, this is talking about the damn Edomite. Don't they like to say, oh, yeah, Abraham was our father too? Yeah, Abraham was your father, but through who? Through Esau. You see? That's how. You're not according to the promise. That promises was made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Esau, and Jacob. Nope. Singular. Abraham. Singular. Isaac. Singular. Jacob. And from Jacob, the plural sense, through his offspring, the Israelites. And he cried and said, Father, Abraham, have mercy on me. Abraham ain't got nothing to do with this. Abraham ain't got nothing to do with this. Yahweh Shem Shah. Abraham can't have mercy upon you. He can't have show you mercy when the mercy ain't gonna be given to you from Yahweh Shem Shah. But once again, Yahweh Shah speaking a parable here. It says what? Have mercy on me and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water. Wait a minute, what are you gonna send Lazarus for? When Lazarus was sitting at your gate eating crumbs and you ain't shared the cake, the pie with him. You was, hey, get them crumbs right there. Wherever the cake was being taken, any crumbs that fell off the cake, Lazarus was eating that shit. He didn't share it. So you didn't show no mercy. So ain't no mercy gonna be shown. And he cried, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. And send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in these flames. Meaning this captivity they're gonna be in. They're gonna be tormented, man. All the brutal hell that Jake had to go through, we had to go through under the hands of these devils. Well, they're gonna have to go through that brutal hell under the seed of Yahweh Shem Shah, the Israelites. Period. And it says what? Verse 25, St. Luke 16-25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things. And that's what they've been receiving in their lifetime. And the time they're appointed for them to receive this, you see, they received it. And likewise, Lazarus, evil things. We Israelites have received evil things in this time. You see? But guess what? But now he is comforted. Who finna be comforted? Lazarus. The Israelites is about to be comforted. And thou art tormented. So those roles is finna be reversed. You see? Now you're about to be tormented. You see? Verse 26, Luke 16-26. And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed. See? Meaning our rulership ain't got nothing to do with them, and their rulership don't have nothing to do with us. So that they would not pass. So what? So that they which would not pass from this to you cannot. Neither can they pass to us that would come from there. You see that? They can't come into yours and you can't go into theirs. See, Jake don't want to wait patiently for they to get theirs. They want a piece of this bullshit ass shit right now with these devils, man. Which ain't nothing wrong with having something to sustain yourself. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But you can't be a part of their kingdom. And you want to. They can't be a part of ours. You see? In their rulership, it's just not about you getting a position of authority in their rulership. No, you just go serve them in their rulership. And in those positions that you're going to serve them in their rulership, you think that, you think you something. You think you done made it. No, you're the servant. But that's about to be ended. You see? And then they're going to become the servants. You see? It's about recompense. You see? It's a time, it's the Most High had put these things in. Hey, matter of fact, let me grab that because it popped into my head again too. Let me get this real quick. Damn, I wanted it to be quick, but let's try to make it quick. Let's go here. Second Ezra 4. I'm going to punch this up. Second Ezra 4, and I think around 36. 36. Let me see. Second Ezra 34 and 37. Right? And it says what? Let me see real quick. I'm gonna start up. Second Esdras 4 and 34. And he answered me, saying, do not thou hasten above the most highest? For thy haste is in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded. You can't go above the most high. Everything is going to happen in the time that he appointed it to happen. Did not the souls also of the righteous ask questions of these things in their chambers, saying, how long shall I hope on this fashion? When cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? And unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them answer, and said, even when the number of seas is filled in you, for he had weighed the world in the balance. By measure had he measured the times, and by number had he numbered the times, and he do not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. You see that? So it had to be fulfilled. And we in the end time. We in the end of the end now. Where these Edomites is about to be taken out of this temporary position they've been put in. You see? And we're about to come into our everlasting, our permanent position. You see? But this had to be fulfilled. You see? And we coming up out of this, and guess what we going into? We going into where they're going to plant our vineyards. They're going to plant our crops. You see? What you think Isaiah is talking about? You see? Matter of fact, let me go grab this. Let me get this punishment first. Right? Deuteronomy, what is it? 28, I think, 32, I think. Deuteronomy 28, and I'm going to jump down to 32. Deuteronomy 28 and 32. And it says what? Let me see. Is that it? Let me see. Where you at, baby? Where you at? Yeah, I'm going to start at, let's start at 30, right? Deuteronomy 28 and 30. And it says, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and shall not dwell therein. And what do we do? And thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. And when it says gather the grapes thereof, it's meaning you're not going to reap the benefits of it. Meaning it's not going to be for your uses. You see? And what did we do? We planted these vineyards. This is in our punishment. You see? We planted these vineyards. We built their houses. But you built big houses, huge houses, but you didn't get to dwell in them. See? You planted major fields of crops all over the damn place, but you didn't get to reap the benefits of them. You didn't eat to the full of satisfaction with those things. And you didn't sell those things to become successful. You see? They did. You planted. They reaped. They sold. They got rich off of all of your labors. You see? But it's a flip side to this. It's a flip side to it, though. You see? It's a flip side to this. Let's go to it. Deuteronomy 30, right? And he says what? Straight to the point. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Lord Yahweh will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them which hate thee, which persecuted thee. You see? So when we come out of this, all these things that was put on us, they about to be put on these Edomites. Retribution. You see? So all the laboring you had to do for nothing, and then they gave you pennies on a dollar when it was time to give you something. Guess what? They not receiving nothing in the kingdom. We ain't giving them pennies on the dollar. We ain't giving them nothing. The Edomites' whole captivity is they gonna be with nothing. Nothing. You see? So that thing we went through is gonna be transferred upon them. Let's get it. Isaiah 60. And what it says, Isaiah 60 and verse 10. And the sons of strangers, who is these? The heathens. You see? When you go into those strangers. Nahar, meaning the heathens, beginning with these Edomites, shall build up thy walls. Just like we built up the walls of Babylon the Great, aka America. You see? The cities, the towns, the state, the foundation, the whole infrastructure off of what? Free labor. Just how we did that, guess what? They're going to do the same for us. They're going to do the same. And their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy. And this right here, when you read these things, if you are unbeliever, you don't have no hope. These things, we got hope. See, because these things are said. This is prophecy right here pertaining to what's going to happen. And we got hope that the thing that we don't see right now, that we're going to see it. You see, we got hope that this is going to take place. He said it and he's going to do it. You see? And it says what? And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. You see that? And this is what they gonna do. When they get these chains put on their motherfucking neck, those chains symbolize captivity. You see? Just like it was talking about in Isaiah. And all these motherfuckers, all these motherfuckers that was living it up. Guess what? They getting put chains put up on their neck, man. All these proud ass Edomites is walking around thinking I got rich and I'm building up bunkers and I'm building up all this. But you about to come down. You coming out of those bunkers, y'all that's higher up, y'all coming out of them bunkers and y'all going straight into captivity. Those yokes of iron symbolize subjection. You see? But let's get this one too. Isaiah 61 at verse 4. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 3. Right? Damn shit. You know what? Let's start at I'll start at 3. Isaiah 61 and 3. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for the mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness. Yeah, because we all gonna be righteous. What Isaiah 60, what does that 60 and 21 say? We all gonna be right. All the Israelites gonna be righteous in the kingdom. So what it says, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that they might be glorified. And they shall build the old wastes. Who gonna be building the old wastes? Who gonna do those things? We're not gonna do them. They're gonna be done for us. What it says, that the heathens shall build up thy walls. They're gonna build it. We're gonna be instructed. See, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations. And what it says, Isaiah 61 and 5. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. Who? Those heathens. Edomites and the rest of these nations. You go stand, you go feed our flocks. And the sons of the alien heathens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. Why? See, this is those curses that's going to be put upon them. You see, retribution, payback. You see, this is that vengeance that Yahweh Shemal Shah is going to extend to these Edomites and the rest of these nations too. You see, because what these devils did was they had you jakes in captivity and they got rich off you. And they were selfish. They didn't share with you because ultimately it wasn't given for them to share with you. But what did they do? They shared it with the other nations. They extended these things that should have been extended to you first and foremost. They extended to the other nations to make a league with these other nations. You see, but they gave you crumbs. I don't owe them nothing. But the very riches that they got was because of your labor, what you did. And our people walk around and tell me, well, see, I didn't do it. I ain't do it. You don't know nothing about reincarnation, you dumb, stupid niggas. You don't know nothing about it. You don't know nothing about that. In the past, you was doing this. You was planting those fields. You was building those houses. You was laboring without pay. But now you think you just been, no, this is the first time I ever been in the earth. Dude, don't know nothing, man. Why you think he said, I'm going to visit the iniquity of the fathers until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me? You came back every third and fourth generation in that order, because everybody came back in their lot in that order. To be what? To be recycled. That spirit being recycled back into the earth again. And guess what? You came in captivity, you died in captivity, and you was born in captivity again. You see? But this is what's going to happen to these people. They're going to be our plowmen and our vine dressers. That's what's going to happen. You see? So I ain't even I just wanted to bring out a few. I shouldn't even went that long. You see? But I just wanted to bring these out. These little quick ones right quick. You know, but I'm going to end it off there, giving all honor and praise and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Shem Shalom to the hopeful elect of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shalom.